Hello. Have you ever said something that sounded perfectly fine in your head, but when you actually said it out loud, it came across completely different? Maybe you said something to a friend and they got upset and you thought, wait, that's not how I meant to say it. That right there shows just how powerful our voice can be. I've learned that our voices carry much more meaning than we often realize. The way we speak, like our tone, our pitch, our pace can completely change how people interpret what we're trying to say. This topic is important because we all use our voices every single day, whether we're talking with friends, answering questions in the classroom, or giving a presentation. The way we use our voice can build trust, create connection with our audience, and make us sound more confident. Or it can send the wrong message without us even noticing it. So today I want to talk about vocalics. What are they? How they affect the way we communicate and how we can use them more effectively. First, what exactly are vocalics? Vocalics are the non-verbal elements of our voice that go along with speech. This includes things like pitch, rate, pauses, and volume. Basically, all the ways we use our voice beyond just the words themselves. Vocalics, they add emotion, personality, they add context to what we're trying to say. For example, the phrase, I'm fine. If you say it calmly and softly, it sounds sincere and believable. But if you snap and say, I'm fine, in a sharp tone, everyone knows you're definitely not fine, right? The words are identical, but the vocalics completely change the meaning. Our voices reveal a lot about how we feel, like if we're excitement, if we're bored, if we're confident, or if we're stressed. Often before we even finish speaking. That's why vocalics are such an important part of communication. Next, how do we influence communication? We influence communication by our tone, pitch, and pace. That can eventually change the entire meaning of our message. For example, a friendly tone can make people feel comfortable, while a harsh tone can make people feel defensive, even if the message is polite. Pitch can also communicate emotion. A higher pitch might sound like you're excited or if you're anxious, while a lower pitch can sound calm or serious. That's why many speakers lower their tone slightly when they want to sound confident or like they're in control. Now, the rate of speech. This is how fast or slow a speaker talks. This affects how listeners process information. So if someone talks too fast, the audience might feel rushed or overwhelmed. On the other hand, speaking too slowly can make people lose interest. So finding a natural balanced pace helps people keep attention while giving people time to process what you're trying to say. Um, Even pauses are powerful. A well-timed pause can emphasize a point or give your audience a moment to reflect. Think about what you were just talking about. Um, think about great speakers. They know when to slow down, when to emphasize, and when to let silence do the work. In fact, research shows that about 38% of the meaning in communication comes from vocal tone alone. That means how we say something can often matters more than the actual words we choose. So in a way, our voice is the most powerful tool that we have. It can build understanding, but if we use it poorly, it can also create confusion. Finally, how can we use Vocalics effectively? Here's some steps that you can take. So first, practice your control over your tone and pitch. So if you tend to sound more monotone or unsure, work on adding a variation to sound more engaging and confident. You can do this by reading something out loud and experimenting with how your tone changes the meaning. Second, pay attention to your rate and volume. When giving a presentation, it helps to speak slightly slower and louder than normal. This makes your words clear and gives your audience time to absorb what you're trying to say. Third, record yourself or ask some of your classmates for feedback. It can feel awkward at first, but hearing yourself helps you notice things that you might not realize. Like if your voice trails off, if you speak too quickly, or if your tone doesn't match your message. Over time, you will learn to adjust your voice to fit different situations. Practicing good vocalics can make you sound more confident, more sincere, and trustworthy, whether you're just talking one-on-one or speaking to your audience. To wrap this up, vocalics are the nonverbal parts of our voice, like tone, pitch, pauses, and volume, that shape how our message is received. They add emotion, they add meaning, and personality to our words. The way we use our voice can completely change how people understand us. So next time you're speaking, take a moment to think not just about what you say, but how you say it. Thanks, guys, for listening.